Good evening, students. Let us start today's discussion. The topic which I have taken for discussion today is from Unit 3, Social and Political Life, and the name of the lesson is Government, Its Need and Rational, and it is from the second chapter of the third unit. In this chapter 2, which is on page number 7, we shall learn about the meaning of government, the way decisions are made. We shall also be discussing about the meaning of adult franchise, and lastly the various forms of government that exist in different parts of the world. Before we go ahead with the lesson, let us quickly go through the new words that has been given in your textbook. The first word here is democracy, which means government run by the people through their representatives. Then the next one is dictatorial or autocratic government. It means government run by a dictator. Then we have government. Government implies exercising or using authority or power. The last new word given in your textbook is monarchy, which means government run by a king or a queen. Okay, students, before we discuss the lesson, it is very important that you know the meaning of the term government. So, the term government can be defined as a system or as a group of people who have the authority to govern a country or a state. Now, this group of people are the representative of the vast majority of people residing or living within a state or a country, and these people are elected by the people through their votes in elections so that they can represent them, take care, and also to manage the affairs of the state or the country. So, in short, we can say that the meaning of democracy is a governing body that makes decisions and looks after for the welfare of its citizens. Now, why do we need a government? We need a government to maintain law and order, to protect the country from foreign attack, to look after the welfare of the people. Now, what does maintaining law and order implies? It means that to deal in a very strict way, especially when there is incidents or occurrence of violence or crime, the government can make use of the authority. They can use penalties by putting persons who disturbs or violates law in jail or in prisons. So, in order to prevent and detect crimes, police force are recruited, and the government makes laws and ensures maintenance of these laws are carried on, and they even can change the law accordingly for the development of the nations or the citizens. The second reason for the need of the government, as I said, is protect the country from foreign attacks. It means that a country, it needs protection. It needs to protect its citizens not only from one another, but it also needs to organize its armed forces in order to prevent any foreign attacks in the country. And for that, the government takes the initiatives and steps, like we can cite a recent example wherein we are being threatened that China will wage war on India, and for that the prime minister along with his council of ministers are taking up all the measures so that the country's freedom and the people are being protected from the attack that the Chinese government are planning, and the government is also taking initiatives to strengthen the armed forces so that our country can be protected from their inventions. Now, the last reason for the need of government is to look after for the welfare of the people. It means that India being a democratic country wherein every person has equal rights and are equal before law. And so, based on this, every Indian is treated on an equal level without any discrimination based on region, sex, caste, language, etc. And the government is also working upon for the upliftment of the weaker sections of the society. Weaker sections in the sense that um, there there are provisions being made in the constitution wherein people from the backward classes, scheduled tribe, scheduled class, hilly area people, they are being given reservations in not only schools, colleges, in job facilities, in job, and as well as the uh, legislatures like Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and in the state we have the state legislatures wherein people from the weaker sections of the society are being given seat reservations. That is all done in order to uplift these people and work for the welfare of these people who belongs to the weaker sections. Next, we'll discuss about the decision making and participation. Um, the government being our representative at the state and the central level, they have to perform a number of functions, and these functions cannot be done alone, but they will have to take into consideration and will have to organize meetings and take a number of decisions, and it has been decided how to maintain law and order, how to protect the country from foreign attacks, and also what type of welfare programs should be undertaken. And these decisions of the government cannot be taken singly, and it is not possible for all the members of the society to go ahead and take part in the decision making process. And this is for this, it is at this point of time when we select people through our vote who are our representative, or they act as our voice in the decision making process. Like I said, participation of each and every member of the society is not possible. That will be both physically unmanageable, and it will also create confusion and disturbance in the decision making process. So we select people who we think are matured enough and understands the people need, and they represent us at the state or central level. There are also criteria or qualification that are being needed in order to become a representative or a person who can form the government. In India, a person, in order to be a representative of the people, he or she needs to be a Indian citizen by birth, and there is also some uh, limitation of the age. Indian citizens who have completed the age of 18 years have the right to vote, and the minimum age for getting elected to a state legislature on Lok Sabha is 25 years of age. Now the next question that comes up is whether both the sexes, which means both the male population as well the female population, are or should be allowed to participate in the election process. Here, in order to understand this question, the concept of universal adult franchise should be understood in the first place. The term adult franchise is derived from a French word France, which means free, and suffrage from the Latin word suffragette, which means to vote for. Thus, adult franchise simply means right to vote to all the others members of the society without any restrictions. And thus, this universal adult franchise allows all the adults, irrespective of sex, whether it is a female or a male person, to participate in the decision making process. And this participation of the members of the population can be done through the election process. And all the other members of the society who has the right to vote, they are the people who constitute the electorate. And we also know that the word universal implies that all adults have the right to vote. So in short, we can say that adult franchise allows all the persons who who are affected by the decisions to participate in decision making. And this participation of the adult is direct as well as indirect. um, Direct participation implies the elected members, those who um, form the government, the representative of the people. They are the one who participates directly in the government. And indirect participation implies the majority of people who cast their vote in the election constitute the electorate and represents their representative to the state or the center level. Now the next questions that arises is how this term universal adult franchise came into being. So here we can say that the thinkers or the political thinkers who were the founding members of this um, society, they took into account various factors. They took into consideration several factors and concluded that an individual, only after acquiring a certain age or acquiring maturity, can understand various social issues, can only be able to vote in the election. Like for example, if a child is allowed to vote and elect the representative, can you think that he or she will be able to do that? No, that is not possible. So it is only after acquiring a certain age that a person has been given the right to vote. And this voting age is different in different countries. For example, in India, the voting age for an Indian person is 18 years. Voting age at present in most of the country is 18 years. But in Switzerland, it is 20 years. The voting age of the Indian citizen was not 18 years before. Um, the Constitution of India before 1989 had fixed the voting age for Indian adult to be 21 years, but in 1989 it was lowered to 18 years. So now it is continuing, and the present age for an Indian citizen to vote is 18 years. And along with India, several other countries have already lowered their age. In the United Kingdom, it was lowered in 1969, and in the United States of America, it was lowered to 18 years in the year 1971. Students, we have learned that changes took place in different parts of the world, not at the same time but at a different time. Likewise, the adult franchise, it was also accepted at different times in different countries. Like, for example, in the United Kingdom, the process of adult franchise began in the year 1830, and in 1830 only 2.7% of the people could vote. and this percentage it increased to about 9% in the year 1883, and then to 17.6% in the year 1929. Germany was the first country to make provision for adult franchise in the year 1919. Okay, students, for today we will stop the discussion here. In the next discussion, we will be talking more about the adult franchise for women, suffragette movement. We will also discuss about the anti-apartheid struggle, and also about the various forms of government and absence of collective sanction. Thank you.